Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Kimberly Cloud Show. I'm your host, Kimberly Cloud. I have a very special guest here for the show today. Can you go ahead and announce to the world who you are and where you're calling from?
My name is Dr. Alan Lycka. I'm calling from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. I'm a retired dermatologist and cosmetic surgeon. I now am a professional speaker, coach, and mentor and author.
Thank you. And it's amazing to have you on my show being a cosmetic and dermatologist. That's amazing. A great career field. So, can you tell me about your past leading up into your present?
Sure, I have been a leading cosmetic surgeon until 2019 when I retired. But my path is not one that was easy. I was at the top of my career in 2003. I was walking with my wife and youngest daughter in Disneyland, and my wife turned to me and said, "What's wrong with you, hon?" And I was taken aback because I hadn't said anything wrong. I hadn't done anything wrong. I hadn't even thunk anything wrong. So what was I to do? I said, "What do you mean?" She said, "Listen to your foot. It's flapping." And I said, "What do you mean flapping? My foot doesn't flap." She says, "Listen to it." And my right foot had developed a right foot drop. It was slapping on the pavement with each step I was taking. He said, "Did you have a stroke?" I said, "No. If I had a stroke, I'd be lying on the pavement saying something unintelligible." Well, my wife then put down the ultimatum. She said, "When you get back, you better get this checked out." Well, what do you do when your wife says you better get it checked out?
Get it checked out. Yes.
Of course, a smart man does that. So I started to see friends that were doctors. I started to see more doctors and more doctors, and they were befuddled because they couldn't find anything wrong. They did CAT scans, they did brain scans, they did scans. And when doctors can't find anything wrong, they do more tests and more tests and more tests. I think I had every test known to man and then some. I think they even invented some tests to do tests back then. But, at the end of the day,
Yeah, I like that one. I'm going to steal that one from you, doctor.
yeah, us doctors, we like to find out what's wrong. So we keep digging and
Yeah.
digging and digging, but they couldn't find it. So then they got together and figured out they're going to send me to a leading neurologist. A neurologist is the brain guy. He's got the answers to all the questions. So I walked in and I said, "Hi." And he said, "Hi back. But you better be sitting down when I tell you this." And I said, "Why? I've got a dropped right foot." And he said, "No, you don't. You have ALS, Lou Gehrig's disease. That's a disease," he said, "that's going to kill you. You better get your affairs in order. You're going to be dead in 6 months." I was taken aback. I said, "What do you mean I'm going to be dead in 6 months? Is there a way to prove this diagnosis?" He said, "Yes, on autopsy." What a bedside manner he had, I tell you. So I said, "I'm not going to die to prove you wrong." I left. I got to my car. I cried for hours. I got home and I told my wife the diagnosis, and she said, "I don't believe it." She said, "There's no way you have ALS. I don't know what you have, but you don't have this ALS thing." And I said, "What do I have?" She says, "I don't know, but you're smart. You'll figure it out." I said, "How can I figure this out? I've seen every doctor I've known of." And she said, "Well, perhaps you haven't seen the right doctor yet." So that started me on a quest. Back in 2003, something brand new was invented. You might have heard about it.
No,
It's called
what?
it's called the internet. You ever hear of that thing?
Oh, man, you're funny.
Yeah, the internet, but it wasn't like the internet we have now. You couldn't dial it up on your phone. Well, you had to put your phone on a cradle and it would go to the other side and it would go, "Ria, Ria, Ria," or something like 15 minutes. And if it connected, you'd get to the other side. But you couldn't consult Dr. Google or Dr. Yahoo. You had to go and talk to the other side by a primitive language called DOS. And so my friends would help me go to the other side. And I found a doctor in Colorado Springs, Colorado, by the name of David Martz. And I was able to talk to him, and he said, "Come on down and see me." And I said, "When?" He said, "Right now." So I got on a plane from Edmonton to Calgary, Edmonton to Denver, and then Denver to Colorado Springs. That flight from Denver to Colorado Springs was on a rinky dink puddle jumper. Have you ever been on it's a terrible. The plane would fly along and then drop 100 feet without warning. And then it would get back to the same height and then drop 200 feet without warning. And then it would fly 300 feet and you'd drop again. And all of this was the flight from hell. It was only 15 minutes long, but it was like the drop of doom at Disneyland over and over and over. So at the end of that flight, I crawled off the plane and I was green. I was terribly green. But there was David on the tarmac to meet me. And he said, "Let's go talk." And we talked. And he said, "Dr. Lycka, I think I can help you." And he did. And that's why I'm here in this day and age, helping people with all the things I learned. I was able to stay as a cosmetic surgeon till 2019. I walked away to do more important things like teach people how to live a fantastic life from the principles I've learned, which have been so important. And I think everybody knew those principles in their everyday.
Well said, Doc. I was in Colorado Springs. That's John Denver territory. I just wanted to say, but what I want to ask you is, teach me how to live a better life. What do you mean? Can you tell me at least 5 principles
Oh,
to?
well, of course.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, remember, it's not what happens to you, it's what you do with what happens. So, all sorts of things are going to happen to you along the way. You have a choice to live the life you've been living, or you can write a new story. You can do the story you want to do. You're in the driver's seat for that. You have to make that choice. And that choice is so important. You have to decide to make your life important. You have to decide that you're not going to be a victim. You're going to be a victor. You're going to be a person that's going to overcome anything in your life. Look, I was able to get there, and I was able to do that by determination and by foresight. You have to take that on as well. And if you don't, you'll never get to that other side.
How do you like? Okay, well, I know this sounds weird, but I want to do a research study on something, and I'll tell you what it is, and I want to know what's the process in that. Since you're a doctor and have been around a lot of prestigious doctors, so one of the things is oxytocin, making oxytocin readily available. The only thing I seen online was that they had the nasal spray, but they're not creating like serotonin or oxytocin together or all the good chemicals that cause you like a happy, like when I see you, how I laugh, create that in a pill form and probably in the future produce it in a pill form for people to take so that they can feel happy instead of the the depression medicine. Maybe it can help more or help with the depression medicine. What do you think about that?
I think our body already has a lot of oxytocin in it.
Okay.
It's got serotonin in it. You
Okay.
just have to learn to turn it on. And
Okay.
I think you have to learn that these things are important and how to activate them in your body.
like
I,
that.
I am a person that doesn't like the easy fix of taking a pill because I
Under-
think a pill can be just as dangerous as the other things like the antidepressants and things like that. You
yes.
have to learn to live without these crutches. You have to learn to live without them. You know, people drink to suppress their emotions, but then
That's
they become alcoholics. That people smoke marijuana to get rid of some of their things. But again, that becomes an addiction unto itself. So I really think we have to go inside to find the things that we have, not look to the outside for them, because I think it's going to be that much healthier for people. I think people are going to be able to overcome things better by realizing how to turn these things on. And all of these are inside your body to do that. Our body is an amazing thing that has all these things inside our body that'll do that. You know, for example, cocaine turns on many of these pathways, but
yes.
cocaine is a very dangerous drug to take because people become addicted to it. A
Mhm.
lot of these drugs that people take turn on these pathways, but then they become addictive. So you have to learn how to get these pathways inside yourself and bring that happiness outside yourself so you don't have to rely on these outside influences and outside chemicals. You know, there's two types of happiness. One you get from the outside, like going on a vacation, going and having a great meal. But there's another type of happiness that comes from deep down inside of you. And that's the type you have to cultivate. That's the type you have to work on. That's the type you have to know.
Well said. And that's gonna let me know I'm not gonna do it. But what I want to know is I have plenty other inventions, and I wanted to know, take me on a journey. Well said, by the way. Take me on a journey to trying to get into a research laboratory and create a research facility. Does it, like, do you know about that? If not, it's
You
okay.
know, all the research that has been done on any particular topic is on a site in medicine called PubMed,
PubMed.
PUB Med. And
Okay.
if you want to learn about oxytocin, go onto that site, and all the research that's being done on it is on that site. All the brilliant people that have ever written on oxytocin or known about oxytocin is right there. Um, Simon Sinek, a brilliant author, wrote a book called Leaders Eat Last. And he talks about all these brain chemicals, these chemicals that people have in their brains, like oxytocin and serotonin and things like that, and how people can activate those things in their daily lives. So I'd recommend people read that book because there's a lot of good value into that, and people can really understand how these primitive things help us and hurt us if we do them the wrong way. Because some people get addicted to the serotonin, the quick hit, the quick fix that makes you excited all the time. And that's bad because people are then questing after that quick fix all the time. Not a good thing.
I agree. When I look at you, I know I feel oxytocin because when I interview people, I feel good about that. I love to talk to people and get to know them. And so, tell me, where are you going? Because I know we're short for time because you got to go. You're busy, man. Where are you going in the future, Doc?
You know, I keep doing amazing things. You know, I have a show called How to Live a Fantastic Life that has 7 million listeners a month. So,
Whoa! Whoa!
so people should follow me there, you know, because that's where all my new stuff goes on. They should go to my website, drallenlycka.com, DRALLEN, Lycka, LYCKA.com, and sign up for my golden pearls. I'll send you a golden pearl each and every week, and it'll teach you more and more and more. And everybody in that inner circle will then get more of what I have to offer. and more of what I'm doing. So I keep developing new things and will be developing new things in the future. But you have to be, if I don't know you exist, I can't help you. So you need to be part of my family.
Understood, Dr. Lycka. Oh my God. Oh my God. How I know you just said how you can be reached, but how can you be reached? And what advice do you have to give to the individual that wants to be a doctor, a cosmetic, or dermatologist, or is in school for biology? Anything. Give us your
Well,
knowledge.
first of all, the road to medicine is going to be a long road. You have to be willing to put off gratification today. That means you're going to have to work every day of your life at it. You're going to have to postpone a lot of the things that you want right now. And you've got to do that willingly. And you've got to do that. To become a cosmetic doctor took me years, probably 15, 20 years. Now, that's a long time. It's not a quick thing. You first have to go through pre med, then you have to go through med, then you have to go through graduate school after med. So you have to be willing to pay the price, and you have to be willing to do that every day. If you're not, don't even think of going there. This is not a quick thing. It's a long process. You got to work at it, and you got to be willing to work and work hard.
Thank you so much for joining my show. Once again how the people can reach you.
Well, I'm going to give you a shorter address. My
Oh,
name is Dr. L, DRAL dot live, LIVE. Dr. L dot live. Get me there. That's where all my stuff is. And live with me. Learn to live even better with me.
thank you so much, Dr. Lycka. You take care. Stay on the line. Y'all take care. Give him a round of applause. Almost 40 years, almost if not 40 years of him working as a doctor, and he's going far. He's now a speaker. Like, he's amazing. Thank you,
And if
doctor.
you would like to hear me speak, invite me to speak at your organization because I can help you. I'm a dynamic speaker here, but you should hear me on stage where I really bring it all together.
Thank you. You take care. Stay on the line. Y'all take care. Bye.